can I get a Class 3 soldering certification? Well, let me explain to you as best as I can what people are really asking. But let's back up. There are two ways and two types of certifications one can get for soldering. The first method is to actually obtain what's called an IPC certification. This is an industry-recognized program put together by experts in the industry that is valid for a 2-year time period. And it consists of many different types of certification programs. So you can be certified in things such as wire and harness assembly, things like printed circuit board acceptance criteria, things like, and that's where we come to this question, in assembly techniques. The second track one can have is a training center certification. That's typically what happens when somebody comes to a training center like ours and says, hey, can you teach me how to solder this particular component onto my assembly? So in that particular case, one gets a certification from the company, and it is based on the industry accepted IPC guidelines and standards. So that being said, when people come to us and ask us for a Class 3 soldering certificate, typically what they're asking about is an IPC J standard certification. So the J standard 001 program is the specification, the industry known, actually global industry known specification for the assembly of printed circuit board assemblies. Their skills in hand soldering are performed, through-hole, surface mount, wires and terminals, inspection, and then a good overview of the specifications of a printed circuit board assembly. So once we know that, and once we get that certification, one has a general cert in the J standard. Let's go to the second part of that question, and that is Class 3. So assemblies have a variety of classes, and that refers to the assembly itself and its end-use environment. So for Class 1, for instance, all we care about is if the board is functional. For Class 2, if the board retains its functionality for a continued piece of time and has an extended usage life. Most examples in our daily walk, such as computers and your handheld devices like pads and phones, fall into this Class 2 category. Class 3 is where we need critical on-demand performance. So a typical example for that would be for firing your missile systems in the military environment or in the medical device industry where the life of a patient is at stake. So in summary, we have these different classes. You get the J standard certification, but it's for all three classes. There's not one Class 3 soldering certification. So go to your nearest training center and get Class 3 certification by becoming J standard certified.